Well, Donald Trump's sentencing in his New York criminal case has been postponed until September. It comes after the former president's lawyers moved to have his guilty conviction tossed out because of the Supreme Court's ruling on presidential immunity. Judge Juan Merchan has agreed to weigh the possible impact of that ruling in the case. Attorney and CBS News campaign reporter Katrina Kaufman is joining me now here in Studio 57 to talk about these developments. So, Katrina, when I heard what the Trump team wanted, my initial kind of feeling was, but this has nothing to do with this has to do with what happened during the campaign, not during the presidency. Some things did happen while he was president, though, and I kind of forgot about that other part of the Supreme Court ruling, which is there is a presumption of immunity even when the president is not actually participating in official duties.
You're absolutely right. And there's also the aspect of the ruling where they say that official acts can't even be entered as evidence in the case. So this is a big part of what Trump's team is leaning on in this effort to overturn the verdict. They're saying that there was highly prejudicial evidence related to Trump's time in office. For example, there was witness testimony from his former White House assistant, Madeleine Westerhout. There was an important conversation with Hope Hicks that was leaned on by the prosecution. Trump is also saying that even his tweets and statements, which were used as corroborating evidence in this case, shouldn't be entered because he was president at the time that those were put out. So whether they're going to have luck with this, I don't actually know, but it is a serious claim. It could be a claim later on appeal, so the prosecution is allowing it to move forward. And Judge Merchan is obviously giving them quite a bit of time to deal with this because he's now moved the sentencing to September.
And how could Donald Trump then use this ruling to challenge other cases, or this decision to challenge other cases pending against him?
So Georgia has some similar issues to the D.C. election interference case because there's a lot of conduct that happened when he was president, obviously. So that case is on hold right now, pending an appeal related to Fani Willis. But once it can actually move forward, Judge McAfee is going to have to look at this indictment and make a determination about what are official acts, what are not official acts, what can be let in as evidence during this case, which of the charges can move forward. There's also a potential complication in that it is considered immune for the president to communicate with Justice Department officials. So Mark Meadows and Jeffrey Clark are also defendants in this case. Potentially, they might need to be separated from Trump when the trial takes place because there might be evidence that can be used against them that's no longer allowed in against him.
And then what about the classified documents case? Or did that all happen, I guess, while he was out of office?
It did. I think that there are really strong arguments that all of that conduct is post-presidency. Trump is absolutely going to try to push for immunity here. It's something he's already asked for. And there was an interesting part of the ruling that was actually in Clarence Thomas's concurrence, where he pointed to something that I was just in a hearing in Florida about, because Trump is trying to get that case dismissed on the basis that he says special counsel Jack Smith was unlawfully appointed and unlawfully funded. And in the concurrence, it's not even really part of this case that was brought, but Clarence Thomas talks about this. He says that he doesn't know that the Attorney General appropriately appointed the special counsel by law under the Constitution. So he raises this issue that's being discussed in Cannon's court as well.
Interesting. Well, we know that, all these legal headaches actually often turn out to be really, really good when it comes to fundraising for Donald Trump. So how are things going in regards to fundraising? So
he's doing very well. His campaign is saying that he has raised $331 million in the second quarter, which is beating Biden. He also now has more cash on hand than Biden, they say. So despite this guilty verdict in New York, all of these prosecutions against him, Donald Trump is really having a boon right now in terms of campaign funding.
Yeah, that's quite a turnaround because he was trailing the Biden campaign for a while and now not anymore. Katrina, thank you very much.
Thank you.